Hi, this is Miss White, and welcome to zero Point 0.2 Independent Reading. Independent reading is reading whatever you want to read, whenever you want to read. It's reading on your own. Here's our learning target. Today, I will reflect on myself, think about yourself as a reader, and explore digital, online reading resources so that I can always have something to read. You should never be like, what am I going to read? You should always have something ready to go. I'll know I've got it when I've added favorites to Mayan and Mackinvia. Okay, first of all, why should you read independently? What's the point? There are so many reasons, but here are ones I've seen again and again, and students have given me again and again. Number 1, reading exercises your brain. Reading makes you smarter. No matter what you're reading, you're doing so much thinking as you read, visualizing, imagining, making connections, asking questions. It's such good brain exercise. Number 2, reading builds your vocabulary. There are so many words that I've learned even in the last year from reading. It's crazy that, I'm 35 years old. I'm still learning new words from reading. So reading definitely builds your vocabulary. Number 3, reading makes you a better writer because you can see other people's great writing and kind of use it. It's not stealing, it's, being inspired. It also helps you understand others and yourself better. So if you read about an old man in China, you're not an old man in China, but you can understand what that might be like. And if you read about someone who's like you, it can help you understand yourself better. So it helps you kind of understand the world. It can also open up your world. It can make your world so much bigger. So right now I'm reading this book that's set in 1850. And obviously I don't know what that was like, but reading this book, Jane Eyre, gives me a window into that life. So number 6 is somewhere. It can help you travel to another time, place, or world. Sometimes when I'm in a bad mood and I read a book where they're in a totally different circumstance, like in space, or I don't know, it just helps me get out of my own head and travel to that other place. And I think that's awesome. What is your number 1 reading reason? It can be one of these listed or it can be one of your own. Why read? What's the point? How can reading make your life better? Even if you don't really like to read, you know that there are benefits, good things about reading. When should you read independently? At home, you should read a little each day. It's generally a good idea to pick a time and a place to read. For example, every night at 9 o'clock, you're going to read in bed before you go to sleep. Or every day at 3 p.m. when you get home, you're going to read a few pages before you play video games. Something that you can do every day to get into the habit. Of course, if you already read, you're probably reading all the time, like I do. I read from the beginning of the morning to the afternoon to night. I'm reading all the time. In class, you can read when you're done with your work early, or just if you need a break. Sometimes you need to kind of think about something else, take a break. Of course, don't take an hour-long break, but reading's a great way to kind of reset your brain. Okay, how should you read independently? I love physical books, an actual paper book. You don't need the internet. Just love that book smell, the way they feel in my hands. I like going to libraries and bookstores and places where I can pick up the book, look at it, read a page. I love that. Also, at times I love reading digitally because you don't have to go to the library. You can have it anywhere. For Mayan, most of them have audio. They'll read it to you if you're kind of feeling a little tired and you just want to be read to. That's totally fine. You can search for exactly what you want, and Mayan's nice because they're really short, most of them. Mackinvia is like Mayan, but with more popular titles. So you're not gonna find like Diary of a Wimpy Kid on Mayan. It's just, they're not those kinds of books. Mac and Via definitely will have it. They'll have like, if you're into like book talk or something, they'll have like the popular books because it's like a library, just online. And you can look at it on your phone. So it's like anywhere where you have your phone, you've got your book. You don't have to like carry around a book. Okay, I'm gonna quickly show you how to search on Mayan and Mac and Via because for your mission today, you're gonna have to find books that you wanna read on both of those. So for Mayan, go ahead and log in. Make sure that you're writing Glasgow Middle School and finding the one that we're at. This is going to be your school username and password. Okay, so you are going to click on library. Yours is going to be very different. You can search or browse. I think both are great. I kind of prefer browsing, to be honest, because I like being able to pick the type of book I want to read. So for example, I'm like, I want to read a graphic novel and I want to read a scary graphic novel and I want it to be disgusting. Okay, here we go. If you like this, click add. Then later you can look at my list and it's gonna have that in there. See, it's at the bottom. I also like search because you can look a little more specifically. This for the boss battle hint, you're gonna have to do the search. So when you search, you can go by grade level. I generally do 6th through 8th for middle school. Maybe you want a short book or maybe you want a long book. You want fiction and you want it to be about dogs. There are 2 books that fit that category. Okay, now let's look at Mac and Via. For Mac and Via, you're always gonna click this little like key and use your school username and password. Mac and Via is basically the library. So you can go through different categories. You can pick audiobooks to listen to or ebooks to read on a screen. If you have a book that looks like this, that means it's checked out right now. That's totally okay. Just explore around here, see what you like. Ooh, libros in Espanol if you want to read in Spanish. Yeah, whatever you think looks good. You can click check out so that no one else will take it. If you want to just look at it, click open now. And if you want to favorite it, click the heart. At the bottom is favorites. And then you'll be able to see your favorites. That's it. Happy searching.